Hello everyone, and welcome back to Behind the Bulletin. Today, we bring you a breaking story that no one expected. One that has sent shockwaves through the entire entertainment industry. Unbelievable, less than a month after their wedding, Lee Dong-wook and Soo-jung have dropped an explosive bombshell that has left fans stunned and speechless. What happened so soon after their romantic ceremony? What is the shocking truth behind this sudden announcement? Stay with us as we dive deep into every detail of this unfolding drama. Let's get started, right now. Entertainment world had barely recovered from the shock of their unexpected wedding when yet another explosive twist erupted, just weeks after tying the knot. Lee Dong-wook and Soo-jung returned to the spotlight with an announcement that sent shockwaves across multiple continents. It all began on a quiet evening that seemed perfectly ordinary until a sudden alert lit up social media feeds. Lee Dong-wook and Soo-jung to hold an urgent press statement tonight. Fans froze. Journalists scrambled. Agencies went into meltdown mode. Only 28 days had passed since their beautiful, intimate ceremony, an event celebrated not only by fans but by fellow actors, directors, and media outlets who praised it as the most elegant celebrity wedding of the year. Every detail, from the minimalist venue to the quiet elegance of the bride's gown, painted a picture of two people ready to embrace a peaceful life together. But tonight's atmosphere was nothing like the warmth of their wedding day. Reporters gathering outside the press hall described the scene as unsettling, tense, and unexpectedly heavy. Security lines were extended. Access was restricted. Cameras were set up with an urgency that felt more like a crisis briefing than a celebrity event. When the couple finally appeared, the room fell silent. Lee Dong-wook's face was solemn. The cheerful glow from his honeymoon photos replaced with a deeper, more troubled expression. Soo-jung walked beside him with her hands tightly clasped, her knuckles pale, her eyes betraying a storm of emotion she could no longer conceal. Thank you for coming on such short notice, he began, voice steady but strained. Something important we need to share with all of you. A ripple of unease rushed through the room. This was not the tone of a joyful announcement. This was not a continuation of their dreamy post-wedding narrative. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. Soo-jung attempted to smile, but the attempt faltered. Her eyes glistened as she looked down, unable to meet the cameras. Fans watching through live streams across Korea, Japan, Thailand, China, and beyond began flooding the comments. Happened? Are they okay? Why does Soo-jung look like she's been crying? Please don't tell me. No, it can't be. The tension became almost unbearable. Then came the first bombshell. Dong-wook reached into his jacket and placed a thick envelope on the podium. Over the past few weeks, he said slowly, we discovered something that changed everything. He trembled just enough to betray the weight of what was coming. Something neither of us could have prepared for. Soo-jung lifted her head, and a single tear slipped down her cheek. I didn't want to hide this, she whispered. Not from our fans. Not from the people who have supported us all these years. People leaned forward. Reporters raised their pens. Fans held their breath. The air was electric, dangerously still, as though the world itself had paused. Every instinct hinted that their revelation wasn't about personal conflict or marriage trouble. It was bigger, deeper, something connected to forces far beyond the couple themselves. Dong-wook inhaled sharply. It concerns our future, he said. With that cryptic line, the world spiraled into speculation, fear, and burning curiosity, each second intensifying the mystery surrounding their life-changing discovery. The truth, however, was far more shocking than anyone expected. The crowd waited with pounding hearts as Lee Dong-wook opened the envelope. A stack of documents slid into view, official papers stamped, with seals that looked far too serious for anything entertainment-related. He held one page up to the cameras. The details were blurred enough to raise questions without giving answers. This, he said, is what changed everything. Before the media could decipher even a fragment, Soo-jung spoke, voice trembling. It happened just after our honeymoon. We received a call from someone we never expected to hear from. Her words struck the reporters like a slap. Urgent calls after our honeymoon? Officials involved? Documents sealed by authorities? The pieces were coming together, but the picture was nowhere near complete. Dong-wook continued. We were asked to come in for a private meeting. They told us something that, he paused, swallowing hard. Something that will affect not only our lives of others connected to us. A flurry of panic swept through the comments section. Are they sick? Is it a danger warning? What did they find out? But nothing could have prepared the world for the next revelation. Soo-jung's voice cracked as she forced the words out. Learned that someone close to us had been hiding a devastating truth. Something we were completely unaware of until now. Her hands shook violently. Dong-wook gently placed his over hers, grounding her through the storm. Then came the moment that silenced the internet. We are now officially involved in an ongoing investigation, he said. An investigation we cannot avoid. The room erupted into a frenzy. Cameras flashed. Reporters shouted. Security moved in to restore order, but it was too late. Dong-wook continued over the chaos. We were told we may need to step back from our upcoming projects. Not because of scandal. Not because of wrongdoing. Because we have critical information that authorities require. Deepened. Fans stared at their screens in disbelief. The couple had not come to announce a divorce. Not marriage trouble. Not personal issues. Had come to reveal the beginning of a real-life crisis. Soo-jung wiped her tears and added, "We did nothing wrong. We stumbled upon something that could have put us in danger if we hadn't spoken up." Danger. Investigation. Authorities. Stepping back. The emotional weight of the words hovered like a storm cloud ready to burst. "We want you to hear it from us," Dong-wook said firmly. "Not from rumors. Not from speculation. We want it to be honest. Even if the truth is terrifying." Terrifying. The world now knew this wasn't minor. Then Soo-jung said the line that broke the internet. "We don't know how long this will last, but whatever happens, we will face it together." The couple bowed deeply, tears streaming, before stepping away from the podium, hand in hand, unified in fear and strength. The broadcast ended instantly. The world fell into stunned silence. Social media exploded into a frenzy of theories. Industry analysts declared it the biggest celebrity bombshell of the year. Fans wept, prayed, speculated, clung to every detail, desperate for answers. But one thing was certain. In less than a month of marriage, Lee Dong-wook and Soo-jung were thrust into a storm far larger than themselves. And the world could only watch as their next chapter began, wrapped in mystery, fear, and unbreakable resolve. In the end, the shocking announcement made by Lee Dong-wook and Soo-jung was far more than a headline. It was a moment of raw honesty in the face of overwhelming uncertainty. In less than a month of marriage, the couple found themselves dragged into a situation larger than anything they had ever imagined. Yet their courage to stand together, speak openly, and confront the unknown has touched millions around the world. Their revelation may have shattered the calm of their newlywed life, but it also revealed the depth of their unity, strength of their resolve, and the sincerity of their bond. As they step into a future clouded with questions, one thing remains undeniable: they are choosing to face it side by side, and the world will be watching every step of the way. Thank you so much for staying with us until the end. Your support, your attention, and your trust mean everything to us here at Behind the Bulletin. We will continue to bring you the most gripping stories, the deepest insights, and the most dramatic updates from the entertainment world. Tuned, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next story.